We'll call the meeting to order. And the first item on the agenda is to discuss, an action on the May 26 minutes.
Make most to approve it.
Your motion to accept.
Yeah.
Second.
We're
All those in favor?
running out of hands.
Everyone, okay, so on to the project discussion. So I'm gonna pass it to Roger.
Okay, well, does everybody have a copy of these, pictures I got from Alan Cobb?
Yeah, I got it right here.
Now, we talked a little bit about this last week when we didn't actually have a meeting, but, Alan Cobb is not very helpful. I'm gonna call Hammond Lumber in Belgrade and see if I can get somebody else to help us with this, because he sent me these pictures roughly 3 weeks ago, maybe a little over 3 weeks ago. And he was supposed to get numbers for me. Oh, it was three weeks ago on Friday. And he said he'd have them in a week. He didn't. I got hold of him again. Well, I'll have them for you next week. Okay, well, he didn't have them last week. And so I called him again. And he said, oh, I didn't think your meeting was until the last week of the month. I said, no, it was, I had already told him when the meeting was. So last Friday, which I still hadn't heard from him, I called him again and I said, we have a meeting on Monday. And he said, oh, I'll have the numbers before then for you. This morning, let's see. Let's see, he said that this was this morning at 5:30. He texted me or emailed me and said, hope all is well, and I will send them over this morning, because I had told him we had a meeting that never got anything. So this is like 3 weeks in a row that we haven't got any numbers other than what he had given me originally, which is basically nothing. So like I said, I'm gonna call Hammond and
Yeah, that's
See if
disappointing.
yeah. And so when I talked to him a couple of weeks ago about this, he has given me an approximate number. He said, you know, don't hold me to this, but he said it should be between $225,000 to $275,000 for what Hammond would do. And that would be for lumber, windows, doors, siding, insulation, and drywall. Just the materials, not put up. So we would have to hire a contractor to build the place, and then a plumber and electrician for the rest of it. And he said, when I asked him, I said, well, how much do you think that whole thing would cost? He goes, well, probably $750,000, which is much less than the 3 point, whatever it was, 5 or 6 million that Sebago Technic said, but I'm not sure how accurate those numbers are. So and I don't know, I mean, if I can get somebody else to work with us other than him. What do you people think of the plans that we have currently that came from Hammond? Are those acceptable or? And he was going to, when he told me he was gonna send me numbers, it was gonna be 2 separate numbers, one for the library and one for the community room. But of course, we haven't got anything, so.
Who made these? Who made these drawings? Who made these drawings?
I don't know if it was Alan Cobb himself, the guy that I've been working with, or somebody at Hammond, from Hammond Lumber.
Okay.
I share in the skepticism, I think, because that's not on here anywhere. I think he went don't wanna speculate too much, it's a public meeting, but it appears as though maybe he's circumventing Hammond lumber and using other people to complete drafting and whatnot, because this isn't like anything I've seen from Hammond's.
Mhm.
And, you know, this is really nice, I love this, but this isn't something I would have expected to see from Hammond's. This is something I would have seen blank space here.
Right. Yeah, one of them filled in.
I've never dealt with Hammond, and I've never dealt with this guy here, Alan Cobb, so I don't know where he actually got these.
My only thing is the front of the building, I really don't like that little porch roof thing, I prefer to go back to what we had or face previously, that to me looks like a general store kind of thing. So,
Yeah.
When he sent me these, he said, you know, these are changeable, he said, we can make any changes you guys would want.
what were you gonna say, Richard?
Look like a, senior living facility,
It could be that too, yeah, okay.
and maybe it's color and
It
layout,
could
but
be, yeah,
I'm not sure.
It looks like the fire station. It does, thank you, same thing.
but the layout looks pretty much like
Mhm.
what we had, I mean,
It does.
there's no measurements. But,
I mean, the front of the building could be changed.
yeah, yeah. But that's very disappointing. You have any suggestions on how we should?
If you're willing to continue the lead, I would call Belgrade. Right,
I was hoping that he would actually send me numbers today, but he didn't, like he said he would. Which is not unusual for him, but I will call Belgrade either today or tomorrow and talk to them and say, you know. I may just send him the plans again, if you think they didn't come from Hammond and see what they do, you know.
The other ones from the,
yeah, I mean, I don't think they came from Hammond, and they're marked pages 5, 6, and 7.
see,
Right,
they get nickel steel,
right, and
I don't know who that
it's
is.
drafting. So. I'm not sure, I mean, the design overall is nice, I think it accomplishes what we want to accomplish. For building layout, but I
Yeah,
think we need more, we want that price list.
yes, it
Yeah,
should.
well, like I said, I was dealing with him because, you know, he's the one. You know, from Norridgewock that, you know,
Right, reach out to us.
so that we, you know, I said, okay, well, you know, you're handy, you're all close by, but. If you're not gonna do what he says he's gonna do, then he's useless.
Yeah. But thank you for that, Roger. Sorry, it's been such a.
Well, it's not, it hasn't been hard for me, I just keep contacting him and saying, I want numbers, and he keeps saying, I'll send them to you, and then he doesn't.
Yeah. Um,
So,
Wait to the next meeting to get these numbers, any other
Yeah.
business?
I don't have any.
I mean, how would you build any other building in town? You have a contractor come in and,
You don't even wanna know,
no,
I mean, we've done it already, you go hire an engineer. And then you get what you want the building to look like, and then you refine it, and then. You have your plans, and you get your price, you know, your estimate. Start stashing cash.
now, are there any contractors that I'm not familiar with all the contractors here in town, but. Would it be better to just contact a contractor and say, you know. Can you do this? I mean, I don't know.
I would really like to have some plans
Right.
to give them or show them.
You could, the problem is, we've got a public bid process that we've gotta go through,
Mhm.
and.
You get
I mean,
them
that's the
all
big
the same.
obstacle, so by having that blueprint. You're getting equity. And then you can general it out, whether or not you got a smaller contractor or a bigger contractor, you know. That's what remains to be seen, I guess. I mean, if you do it all at once, it's pretty substantial. But we also don't wanna necessarily get in the business of overseeing all the earthwork, utilities, building construction, and building finishes, and this and that, so then you're either getting a project, getting a project unit, so.
Mhm.
So, and in the past, we've used engineers for that, or what we call firefighters for that, but they also have unique skill sets. When we get firefighters together, that skill set is tremendous. Of construction and the mechanics of it all.
So we're gonna try to get him to do the work for us.
Well, I think what this was intended to do was to talk about other options and what it would cost relative to.
What we
The
got.
previous
Yeah.
cost estimate, and I'm still discouraged with that, but it is what it is in terms of not being able to modify the plan and unless you're willing to shrink the footprint, it didn't represent it, so.
Right.
I mean, even if we have to pay Hammonds to do plans, I
Yeah,
think that's probably a reasonable next step for exploration.
So I should check with him and see if they'll draw up plans.
I mean, I would share this with them.
Mhm.
Alan gave them to us and but we want plans.
Yeah.
What do you think it costs us for those plans? And maybe they just say, well, it's for the community and
Yeah.
we'll do it, or we'll cost share this or that,
Yeah, especially if we're getting all the materials from them.
which I think if the time
Usually.
came, that's probably what we would end up doing.
Yeah.
Mhm.
They've treated us pretty well in the past with, discounts here and there on the building materials, so.
Yeah.
and they generally, if you have you buy your materials there, they refund the money towards, for the plans, towards your materials, but they may, like you said, where it's a community thing, they may, charge us.
But at this point in time, I think it's more exploratory than we want you to lay this out, we're gonna build it.
Yeah.
To give us the perspective.
And we want plans on what's on this paper. I thought we decided not to community room it, but
Well, Alan was gonna separate it out, what would it cost for the library, and what would it cost for the community room? If they could do that, then you could bid it as an alternate or,
it's so much cheaper to do it all once, so, and
right?
you know what I mean?
It is.
Tearing a brand new roof up. It's just so much cheaper.
Because I think if you end up making an investment. The space, what I envision the space to be in that community room should be low cost, shouldn't be much to it.
Right, just a shed, I mean, basically,
Shelves, windows, the
Yeah.
one wall probably not gonna have really any windows.
yeah,
So. When to make an investment, we probably make developments,
I would think so. But, right,
right?
do that, we need plans, you might as well just have them make plans. Gotta get them sometime. In months, right? Just
Right,
get plans so people can actually bid on something,
right.
and now you're just guessing.
well, they do detailed plans.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll just drive down to Belgrade. Talk to somebody over there, easier than doing it by email or over the phone.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's probably a good idea.
Yeah.
Okay, so we're gonna set the next meeting date,
I would say let's tentatively set the next meeting date,
okay?
which would be. 27th of July. And if we don't have information by the 20th,
Brief,
we'll push.
that sounds good.
That's okay.
Well, I will, I'll say, I'll get a hold of Hammond in the next day or so. As soon as I hear anything, I'll let you know. And we can send it out to everybody.
Hammond can get the other plans we have, right? Give them everything,
Yeah,
yeah. So you know, the other plan, they can get measurements from the other plan, you can't get anything unless. Doesn't tell you how wide or how tall or, so.
Yeah, well, I have, I have copies of these other things that we have, so I think. Yeah, solving the whole thing and
Give them
doing it.
everything, at this point. And then if they have questions, we can get in.
Right.
no,
Legit.
You got it.